Hi, welcome back to Crafting a Country Life. I have a project share that I would like to show you today. I just swapped out my summer and spring crafting supplies, and I pulled out my fall and Halloween plastic tubs with all of the supplies in there, and swapped out a few of my boxes of pads that are suitable for fall and harvest paper crafting. And so I'm just getting started with doing some themed projects for harvest time and early fall. So anyway, what I decided to make was a tag flip, and I have that right here. And before I show this to you, I would like to just show you quickly some of the products that I used to make this. Now I have a bag full of fall stickers here. So some of the stickers that I used in the projects come from this bag, and most of what's in here has been purchased in previous years, so they're not current items, although I guess some of the craft fairs may be carrying some of the same things, but so I'm not going to go through all of those, but the ones that I did specifically use, and again, these are from my stash, so they may be a couple of years old, no, these I got from Michael's several years back. These little glitter plastic pumpkins. These are Dollar Tree wood veneers. Hobby Lobby fall stickers, and they do carry these currently. I was just in Hobby Lobby the other day, and they had some of these, and I love the colors on this. A very soft yellow with a little copper center, and these sticko little foxes with some tiny little puffy leaves in between. I have another package of these that I used as well. And then some of the ephemera from the Simple Stories Cozy Days collection, which I've had in my stash for a couple of years. So I pulled out some of these because they had some of the softer colors that I wanted for my harvest crafting on this particular tag flip. And then the cute little puffy stickers that go with that collection. I used just a couple of those. Again, these tiny little puffies from Hobby Lobby. Cozy Days again. These are the chipboard stickers. And then these are Simple Stories. I guess they're foam-backed stickers. And there are some tinier ones that I pulled up. Here's the other side here. So I did use a couple of those. Also, the paper pads that I used were primarily this, which I just hauled recently from Joann's. It's the Park Lane Sweet Melody. And I just love this for harvest time. And it has some softer colors in it, but they have the warm tones in them, which are great for harvest time. And I prefer these to the more harsh colors of fall that some of the paper craft pads tend to have. So this is kind of just my own personal taste. But these are so pretty, and they're great for late summer, early fall, harvest time. The colors are really pretty. And they kind of look vintage to me, so I did use that. And this I've had in my stash for a very long time. I picked this up at a store that is no longer, AC Moore it's called, is no longer in business, at least in my area, and I got this for $1.49 well, on clearance. But again, it has some really pretty warm fall tones in it. And then I also used the Park Lane from Joann's. This is the Simple Life pad. Again, some nice warm fall tones in here too as well. So let me show you my tag flip. Okay, so here it is. Get this into frame here. There's a little bag of goodies here. Little fall cutouts. There's some die cuts, little buttons, rhinestones, and a few other things. This was actually gifted to me one year for my birthday from my sister Annette over at Nettie H Creates. So I thought this was an afterthought. I finished the tag flip and I saw the little bag in my drawer and I said, oh my gosh, the colors in here go really well with the tag flip. So I added it onto the ring. And it is bound with a little loose leaf notebook ring here, you can see, in orange. So here's the first tag. It's got a little white bow at the top and a yellow colored beaded dangle, a mushroom that I popped up on dimensional tape, and a tiny little tag with a puffy leaf on it. And these are just attached with a jump ring onto the loop of the tag. So that's the first little tag, and there's the back. And then the next item is the bag of goodies. So we'll flip that over. And this tag here, let me get this arranged here. Okay, so here's the tag itself. It has a little ribbon at the top tied with some gold cording. And there's a little tiny die-cut heart with the plastic leaf on it. And under that is a ribbon clamp, or ribbon clasp, with some appropriately colored ribbons that match with, this is from the Simply Home collection paper, the large paper pad that I showed you. And here's the first little tag, and then there's a secondary tag behind it as well. So that's that tag, and then we'll flip this over, take a look at the next tag. Okay, so here's the next one. And this one has some ribbon that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, a couple years ago at the top. And then a tiny little mushroom tag with some Nouveau drops on it. And I'm holding that on with an orange garment pin. And here's the tag itself with some orange Nouveau, some little, a mason jar that I die cut. There's a filigree leaf underneath. I don't know if you can see, that doesn't show up too well on the camera. And then a little paper bow. Gosh, I just love these softer colors, and they really do work well for harvest theme and fall. Okay, so here's the next tag. Whoops, get into frame there. There we go. And this one has some coffee colored rickrack at the top. And then I cut out a larger tag that has a scalloped bottom on it. It has these little birds on the telephone lines here. And then I added a green medallion and another smaller tag with a die cut owl. And then I just added a little, cording to the top of the smaller tag, added some die cut leaves with glitter and gold, and added one of those Dollar Tree wood veneers. So that's that tag. And of course the backs, what I did is I doubled up on the cardstock and to make the tags a little bit thicker, give them a little bit more sturdiness to them. Okay, and then here's the next tag. It has some yellow cording at the top that I got at Dollar Tree. And then I had done up some little beads in fall colors. There's a little pumpkin in the center. And that also is on a jump ring right through the hole on the tag. Added a satin bow. And underneath is a little bit of the Dollar Tree ecru colored lace. And under here you can see some die cuts, a little puffy leaf. And this is from the Cozy Days collection, the ephemera. And then I made a fall flower with similar colors in it. And then just decorate around with some die cut leaves that I made, and some also some leaves like this one here I got from the Cozy Days collection. So this is one of my favorite ones. I'm partial to these colors. Okay, so we'll flip that one over. Here's the next one. And this one has a Dollar Tree. Thank goodness for Dollar Tree, right? The ribbons. For $1.25, you can't go wrong. And it has copper colored leaves on it, and the green kind of picks up the green in the tag here. And then right here on the side is another little garment pin with a bead dangle that I created here. If you can see that. Okay, and then another ribbon clasp. You can see right up here on the top. And then I just chose some colored ribbons that kind of coordinate with the images here. The green, the gold, the brown, the beige, and the ivory. Some Nouveau drops, sentiment, says genuine. Some little die cut leaves that I put on there. And the little fox is embossed. I cut him out and stamped him and then embossed the stamping on that. I love this color combination as well. And this, I think, is the last, yeah, this is the last one here. I can flip this over. And this one has sort of a pink and pale yellow and sagey green theme to it. Whoops, get that back in frame. This one has some Dollar Tree yarns at the top. And also this darker pink yarn is from Hobby Lobby in their yarn department. And then there's a gold paper clip here with a tassel on it, and some Nuvo drops, some little pumpkin die cuts that have been stamped and embossed, and a Maggie Holmes flower over here. And then underneath there are these two pink maple leaves that I die cut, and they just added a little sentiment. This, again, I love this with the pink and the soft green. Those are probably my favorite colors. And that is the end of that tag flip. Here's the back. And we're back to the beginning again. And oh gosh, I spent several really pleasant hours working on this. I enjoyed it so very much. And I think one of the things that made this a little bit more fun for me this time, what I did is I went through I have a bureau in my studio here, and in the drawers, it's an old bureau, but in the drawers, one of the drawers, I keep these little photo boxes, and in each photo box I have different types of die cuts. Some of them are purchased, but most of them are die cuts that I created myself. And what I like to do, here's the other stack, so you can see all the different colors that are in there. Little tiny leaves, I label them with what's inside. Flowers, circles, hexagons. And then I just pull out the boxes that I need when I'm working on a particular project. I have lots of boxes labeled for Christmas and other holidays. This is the circle box, so everything in here is circular shaped. Here are hexagons. So then I can just open these boxes up and audition pieces that I want to place. You know, when I'm working on making something, I can just audition them, pull from the box, audition them. If I don't like it, I just stick it right back in the box. And then when I'm done with that project, I'll put these boxes away in the drawer. But anyway, so I do that. And then what I like to do as well, let me show you. And I'm sure other people probably do this, but this is my tote box of scraps. And this tote box is mostly scraps that are very small or leftovers from things that I've die cut. Here's some examples. And I don't throw these away. Well, these are, you know, just the pieces that are cast off from the cutting. And then I go back in, and some evenings while I'm sitting watching TV, or just, you know, if I'm just taking a little break at any point during the day, I will take my very smallest paper punches, and I'll put a little box full of these paper punches together. And whatever, you know, whatever I happen to have, leaves, circles, you know, whatever small shape punches I have. And I'll go sit down with this tote and my punches, and I'll just punch out all kinds of different shapes from all of these scrap leftovers. And most of what is in these boxes is from these cast-offs, believe it or not. So, you know, the old adage, don't throw it away, because, you know, you can sit and use these and build your stash of, you know, die cuts and things that you can pull from when you want to work on projects. Here's a box full of flowers, all different colors, just from scraps of cutouts that I have. Once I've used papers from this tote tub, you know, there's nothing left, I throw them out. But anyway, so it's good to save things aside and use them up if you can. So that's my process there. I'll probably be putting these away soon. And then the other thing I wanted to share also was, you know, those little branding strips that come on the top of every sheet of paper, cardstock that you get in a pad. I usually just take those off as I'm using the papers, and I put them into this plastic box here. And then when I, you know, need a thin strip of colored paper, I can look through here. These are great for making little banners and little sentiments. You know, you can just go in and choose the colors you need. So I love hanging on to these and reusing them later on. Here's I actually did a video about making these receipt strips, and you can do them with paper, you can do them, well, in this case with the branding strips, just glue them onto the, onto the back of an old receipt, and then you can use these to cut up and make into all kinds of projects. I was just thinking it would be nice to cut these horizontally now into tiny squares and then flip them back and forth to create a quilted look that you could then glue down onto your papers or use in die cutting or whatever you happen to like. But I did do a video on this in the not too distant past, so if you're interested in that, you can check it out on my channel. Here's one made with fabric scraps, just an old receipt. And then I glued these down and then added some machine stitching onto them. And here's another one. This is a Christmas, vintage Christmas fabric collage strip. Anyway, so that is the end of what I have to share for today. I hope you enjoyed watching, and hopefully we'll see you back again really soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you again. Take care. Bye for now.